What's up, all my dope creators? My name is T. Odom, and in honor of Thanksgiving, I'm going to be showing you my painting process of these two turkeys. The first turkey I'm going to be painting is this North American wild turkey. I start off by using the wet on wet technique, so I just lay on a light layer of water, and then right here I'm adding some alizarin crimson and some ultramarine blue as some undertones to the painting. Next I mix sap green with some black and some white, and then I use this color to put in the undertones for the feathers. And then I use cadmium yellow to add the first layer to the beak. And from then on, I just use the same colors and add them layer by layer to the face to make the color stand out a little bit more. I didn't use the wet on wet technique for a majority of this, just so that the colors could pop out a little bit more. And then I just went back in with some water to blend out the colors a little bit more. And right here is the technique that I used to add in the I don't know exactly what they're called. I just call them tumors. What I do is I just take cadmium red and I just kind of make little circles, and then I use the blue to paint around them so that the red pustules, or the red, God, this is getting so disgusting, the red tumor-like things on its neck to pop it out a little bit more. And you can see right here that I'm using a more thicker shade of red to pop the... my God, I can't even say this anymore. They're tumors. I don't know exactly what they're called. Leave me alone. The one thing that I will say about the way that I painted the red spots is that I kind of wish I made them like different shapes. Like, I wish I would have painted some bigger than the others, because it's a little bit weird knowing that they're all the same size when in reality turkeys have different sized bumps on them. And as you can see with the face, I am now using a ultramarine blue, or like a thicker ultramarine blue, to bring the face out a little bit more and to give it a little bit more shape and definition. And right here you'll see me using I think it was a mix of sap green and some gray that I used to start outlining the feathers. So now, as you can see right here, I am using the cadmium red again to make the... here we go again. The tumors to make them into various shapes and sizes. So with some of the undertones of the turkey's feathers, I added in a little bit of like a bluish gray, because in some turkey pictures they do have like a little bit of a bluish undertone. From then on, it's all about just layers. The thing with watercolor is that if you want like a crisp, perfect picture, it's all about just adding layers. And I know a lot of people may be impatient with it, but trust me, it's really worth the wait when you see your picture come to life when you just keep on adding layers. So for the dark side of the beak, I mixed in some Van Dyke brown and I mixed red and blue to make a purple color. Because the beaks from some of the reference pictures that I took, Well, I didn't take the pictures, I just found them on Google. Some of the beaks, the darker side of the beaks, looked like they were like more of a purplish brown color, so I just used that to make the color of the beak. And right here I'm using some white gouache to give the turkey some more shine and a little bit more of a 3D effect. And it also just pops it out a little bit more. And voila! The first turkey is officially finished. And now it's time to start with the second turkey. I always like to wipe off my painting tray whenever I'm starting on something new. So the turkey that I'm painting here is called the Ocellated turkey. It's a turkey that resides in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, and it also is in parts of Belize and Guatemala. While I was looking for reference pictures for the North American wild turkey, I stumbled across the Ocellated turkey, and what struck me was that it had this really beautiful turquoise color on its head and its feathers. The pattern on its feathers was just something that I've never actually seen on a turkey before, so once I saw it, I knew that I had to paint it. I just thought it would be so cool to have two different turkeys from two different parts of the world, like, facing each other, and just to sort of, like, compare one another, just knowing that since they're from two different parts of the world, that in some way, shape, or form, they're actually more related to each other. Probably the easiest part of painting this turkey was that I didn't have to paint as many tumors. The hardest part, though, I think, was trying to get the turquoise color on the turkey right. For some reason, I couldn't exactly get the color on the face right. I don't know if it was because I didn't have the same exact sort of blue or the same exact color, or I didn't even know what kind of colors to mix to get the kind of turquoise color that it had. But in the end, I still think the face turned out as good as it could. It definitely turned out a little bit better than what I expected it to be. Plus, later on, you'll see the feathers being painted in, and in contrast to the feathers with the face, I think it turned out super spectacular in that regard. I also want to point out about the ocellated turkey is that according to conservationists, unlike its US cousin, this turkey is considered to be near threatened, unfortunately, due to deforestation. In that regard, it's easier for it to be hunted. Conservationists in the Yucatan Peninsula have already set up a bunch of conservation areas to keep the bird well protected. I always believe that with any kind of species of animal or any kind of creature on this planet has its purpose of making the world a better place for not only itself, but for us human beings as well. I certainly don't like to take animals for granted. I certainly think that any kind of creature on this planet has its own purpose and its own reason for even existing in general. Birds in general are some of my favorite animals, including turkeys. I just think that they're such a unique looking bird, and they look like modern day dinosaurs. It's funny because there have been scientists who have been trying to engineer chickens. I don't know if it's much of a conspiracy theory, but I have heard that scientists have been trying to re-engineer chickens to try to look like dinosaurs, when I'm thinking to myself, dude, there's already modern day dinosaurs out there that we can look at in our backyard. Like, what are you doing, man? I know I'm going on a bit of a ramble here, but it just irks me to know that there are idiots out there who are trying to bring dinosaurs back to life, when in reality we have the dinosaurs that I'm painting right here, and they look magnificent, and I love them, and we should cherish them more than we give them credit for. So, back to the original artwork. As you can see here, like I said before, comparing the feathers to the actual head of the bird, I really love the contrast between the deep blue with the lighter blue head. It just brings it, I think it just brings out the painting a little bit more. I am so happy with the turnout of both of these birds. Just seeing these two different kind of birds just looking at each other from two different locations, there's just something very unique and interesting about it that I don't know, I just can't get enough of. It's just really cool to see two animals from two different parts of the world just like meet up with each other. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I really hope you did enjoy learning more about these magnificent birds. I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and for those of you who may watch this at some point and don't celebrate Thanksgiving, well, I hope you have a happy Thursday. So if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want to see more animal art videos like this. Also, you can check me out on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below. And until next time, stay creative, my dudes.